These are our student biography cards. Our first bio is of a child named Ray. Our second bio is of a child named Danny. Our third bio is of a student named Jaylyn. There are 4 different dimensions that you can use to help your CLD students learn. The first one is the sociocultural process. This process really focuses in on environmental factors that may be affecting the student both in the school and outside of the school. Secondly, teachers need to be aware of the language development of their students. Teachers need to promote the use of the first language. It is an asset for the students. Have the students talk to each other frequently. Third, it's important to think about academic development. In this case, teachers should definitely be facilitators of learning, not just lecturing the student. All students can achieve at high levels. Cognitive development is important for all students. It is often overlooked with ESL students because teachers don't believe they have the capacity for this higher order thinking. When we thought about what we might add to the student biography cards, we thought about questions for the student directly, such as what do they like, what do they dislike, what is their favorite part about school or the favorite part of their day. This information is helpful for all students because the teacher will learn a lot about the student as they go along. By looking at interests of students, they can better understand all students. There are many processes of first language acquisition, looking at 3 different ways: the behaviorist, the innatist, and the interactionist. Next is communicative competence. This is the amount of language acquisition that someone uses to make an understanding of the language. It's important to know that grammar alone is not enough to learn a language. We need to be thinking about grammar, as well as where they're using the language, talking with one another, and overcoming challenges. Looking at this one, we decided to talk about how one particular student began to learn English. There are many different stages of language acquisition, such as pre-production, early production, speech emergence, intermediate fluency, and advanced fluency. It's important to know that in those stages, there are different things that happen. Students tend to have a nonverbal period. You need to understand all parts of a language, including phonology, pragmatics, semantics, morphology, and syntax. All of those parts work together to help the student learn the language. If a student is only taught in the second language, in our case English, it will take them a minimum of 5 to 10 years to achieve grade level norms. If a student has been given both their first language and the second language at least through 5th or 6th grade, they often are able to maintain these norms much faster, usually in 4 to 7 years. ESL teachers focus in almost exclusively on the linguistic dimension. This is because students are consistently tested on their use of this language through tests such as Iowa's ELPA 21. There are many different things that take place during Language 1 development as well as Language 2 development, such as the silent period, but we still do have a similar order of acquisition. Some differences are that Language 2 learners will have their first language to help them make connections, and they may skip stages. There are lots of different environmental components that are crucial to second language acquisition. It's important to recognize the need to learn the language, as well as knowing that the speakers of the targeted language must be fluent enough in the language to provide the learner with access to the language. Social settings are very important as well.